Hello, Miss Deepa. Thanks for accepting our invite. We are really grateful to have you with us today. So before we start with the questionnaire and give you some tough questions at your end, just for everyone who is watching this video, Miss Deepa is associated with one of the biggest MNCs now, and she is holding an experience of around 9 to 10 years in the corporate industry now. She has worked for multiple MNCs before the one she's working now, and she is into the HR and management thing. Before to that, she has worked also in IT and finance related stuff. So just I would like to thank Ms. Deepa for all the constant efforts she is making since years now to grow the corporate industry with her skills and talent. So before we begin, Ms. Deepa, just would like to ask your thoughts on the Corporate Ace Initiative talk show. So just if you could light us on it, it will be really helpful.
Hey, thanks, Costa, for inviting me today, in your corporate is show and talking about the initiative which you have, taken up. This is really good, and definitely it will help a lot of, coming generations or the people who are really looking up to working with corporate companies. And I hope that will help them, to
Right.
choose their, interest into the corporate and what are their future plans looking at
Right.
corporate culture. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for it. So yes, just to begin with, the first question coming your way is, uh, we have seen a pandemic now. We have suffered it since 2 to 3 years now. So what's your opinion on current job situations in the industry, whether it will be different fields, no matter what fields it is? So what is the current scenario post-pandemic regarding the corporate jobs?
Pandemic has hit a lot of people, and most of the people have lost their jobs. Most of the people, were struggling hard to get a job. There were people who were studying and, who have recently completed their graduations. They were also having a lot of issues, getting a job because the experienced people who were there, they had lost their jobs. So there was no scope of, getting the grads onboarded and but then out of all these things now people are adapting the new change which has come into picture, that is a hybrid. So there was a
Right.
tagline that hybrid is a mainstream now. So this is already there and most of the countries, and but then pandemic has hit very badly, and now people have adapted the change which is
Right.
happening. So if you see 75% of the companies are now working from home and
Right.
adapting the change. And if you see the future will be mostly into hybrid only.
Right.
And this is actually helping a lot of people, and the ones who are really having a change, and there are a lot of things which are going to happen near future
Okay.
now.
So we came to know that companies are taking different surveys and stuff regarding the hybrid model they are adopting. So what's your take on that? Means, is it going well for everyone or it has some issues with it?
Well, there are companies, who are struggling with the hybrid model. There are companies who are okay with, work from home model. There are pros and cons again because, there can be some critical projects which needs to be worked from the office premises only, and there are projects who are okay with,
Right.
people working from home because the projects are already, settled, and there are no changes required as such.
Right.
But then, yes, since hybrid model is already there, so I don't think so there should be any issue, in accepting the hybrid model as well.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for your answer on that. So as per your experience, what you feel, what we will see going forward, for the better job openings post pandemic? Will be there any changes on hiring front, or anything the companies are changing to make it more effective from the home interviews or the virtual interviews?
Well, when there is a change, definitely there are new ideas,
Right, right.
new ideas, new challenges, new opportunities will definitely create. So when there
Okay,
are changes, definitely people will start thinking out of the box, what
right,
should be done in this situation? Because before it was all settled and the routine life was there. Now post pandemic, the situation have changed, and people are still trying to gear up with the work from home model, still trying
right,
to
right,
accept this hybrid model. There are people who wants to visit office. So, I mean, with this, definitely, I mean, since it is virtual, how comfortable it can be, you know,
okay,
everybody have started doing things online. So,
right,
yes, there are implementation. There is artificial intelligence which is coming into picture.
right,
Before it was like you have to visit the bank and create the accounts. Now it is all
right.
virtual.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
sitting at home also you can create your own bank account only with
yeah,
hardly a 5 or 10 minutes of conversation with the bank person online. So
right.
yes, definitely there are new scopes here which are coming into picture, and there are pros and cons. But then definitely we should accept this change as well.
I agree. Yes, I agree on that. Definitely. Thanks for throwing light on that. We know that it has been a decade now. You are working in corporate. It's a huge experience working around 10 years in corporate industry and handling all the things the way you are handling. It's absolutely marvelous thing. So, what will be your first suggestion to all those who are coming in corporates from your point of view?
Well, first of all, a clear thing is what you really study in your college and what you really do in a company are two
Doesn't come
different things.
there.
You should not, come
Right.
up with the thought that, whatever I have did will really help me.
No,
Yes,
right.
these are the
Right.
basics which we really learn in colleges, but then definitely what you really should work on is yourself,
Right.
because that's what it will help you to adapt the things which are happening in a corporate company, because what you
Right.
study and what you really do in a company are two different things. So
Right.
you should have that confidence in yourself if you're ready, if you're, there are two type of people. One is hardworking and the other one is smart worker.
Smart working.
So you should, really know your own personality and then start working on it in maybe in a matter of communication skills, or maybe in a manner of, if you're studiers, then you should, focus more on your studies. And if you're more into hardcore coding
Right.
coder, then you should more focus on studies. You should be more focused on yourself and not on the other things which are happening around. And definitely, you should be willing to work with whatever culture the corporate
Right.
companies are throwing at you.
Right.
So,
Right.
accepting is also one of the important things.
Right. The way accepting the corporate is one of the best
Yes,
thing.
yes.
Thanks
Yeah.
for the nice thing you have said to our viewers. So with this, there is a related question for you. There has been myths in society. We know that they compare the government jobs with the private jobs, or the jobs people do in MNCs. What's your thought? They say that there is lack of job security in this field. So, what you have been in corporates now for a decade. So, what's your take on it? Means how it goes? Is there anything like that? A job security in corporate, or your thoughts on it?
Well, I don't think so. Right now, the trend has changed. If you see 50% of the work the government is doing is of private companies only. The
Right,
private companies are supporting most of the projects which the governments are running, all the softwares, all the
right,
tools, whatever they are
right,
using. I mean, maybe you take a transportation services, maybe you take banks. I mean, the major industries are accepting the private corporate culture now. So there
right,
is nothing as such government or private. Yes, there are facilities, there are privileges which are there with the government, But then there are the similar way private companies are also, compensating their employees and, helping them up. Most of the government laws are now implemented in the private companies as well. So
I
you should
agree.
not really compare both the things because this is a completely a different world now post pandemic, I
Right,
think, and the
right,
thing which is going. So
right.
it's nothing to do with a government or a private job.
Yeah, just thought to ask this because there has been always a debate in society. In conventional economy, people talk about it. People say that it's different from the government sector, or they get better pays after so-called the retiring life. Everything comes in a picture afterwards. But thanks for that. Thanks for the answer. Lastly, the last question for you is that what's your corporate mantra for the successful corporate life and for better future?
Well, for me, the corporate mantra will be like, be confident, have guts to face whatever the challenges are coming in your way.
Right,
You should not be more focused on the obstacles, but you should be more
right.
focused on the solution.
I agree.
If you see my career graph, I had been into 2 to 3 different streams. So I had
Right,
been into technology, I had been into management. Currently, I'm into management. I had been
right,
into finance. So there are no, set,
right.
set domains we should be stuck with. If you know
Okay.
you have the guts, if you know you have the confidence, then I don't think so. Domains or skills or should be a barrier for you. If you're willing to do work, and if you are, if you have your own interest in whatever
I
thing
agree.
you're doing,
Yep.
then I don't think so any issues will come into picture in terms of success or a failure.
Right, right. Thanks for all the answers you have given, Ms. Deepa. It was nice interactive session for us. Before to the video also we have spoke regarding most of the things, your personal background. You are doing so much with your family as well. Everything has been on a great ending note. So with this, we'll surely want you to meet again. So this will go all around 1 hour to 2 hours show if we take up all the topics. We had few questions
Work
for
life
you.
balance is very important. So
Right,
corporate people who are really, there,
right,
they should be, balancing their personal life and their work life, in
right,
a very well way. Then, they can actually go ahead and succeed and be
right,
patient and
right.
be calm with whatever they're doing.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, I agree. Thank you so much, Deepa. Yes, we'll surely conduct one more session for all the viewers now. But for this, we have to end
Definitely.
here. Yeah, thank you so much, Deepa. We'll meet soon. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks for inviting.
Thank you so much. Yep.